Hey everybody, Kevin Smullin with 2Q Lead Generation Strategies, just doing another training video here. And today what we're going to be talking about is how to improve your cost per lead. Basically, how to be generating more leads on Facebook at a lower cost, which hopefully that's going to be something that will be of interest to you. So what you're seeing here is my Facebook page. If you haven't already, come like it. We share all kinds of information here about our latest YouTube videos that we post, the latest podcasts. So if you're just looking for more tips, more tools on how to grow your business, this is our Facebook page, 2Q Lead Generation Strategies. So go check it out. Anyway, let me go into the Ads Manager. And I want to show you some ways that you can be fine-tuning what you're doing just to improve your cost per lead so that you're generating leads at a lower cost. So I'm going to come into here into the Ads Manager. And while this is loading, as we get into the Ads Manager, I want to show you some things that a lot of people don't know about, or at least they don't know how to interpret, that can make a huge, huge difference. So let me come down here to this campaign that I was running for a while. So with this particular campaign, was running ads for my business, targeting real estate agents and offering a Facebook training course. So I'll leave a link in the comments below for the course. It's called the Facebook Buyer Leads Bootcamp, and it's basically just walking through how to create a Facebook lead generation campaign start to finish. You're just going to sit and watch over my shoulder as I create one right in front of your face, and you can just follow along click by click. That's what the whole course is about. So this is a series of ads that we were running for that. And so those ads I was running heavily at the beginning of the year. So let me just change the dates from January to the end of February, and then we'll have some better data here. So you'll notice that for this time period, generated 353 leads, reached 15,000 people, 24,000 impressions, cost of $1.87 per lead, and spent $661 on that particular campaign. So if I go pull that up, if I click on View Charts, it gives me a lot of data. And if you've ever spent any time here, there's some really great information that you can use to fine-tune what you're doing and improve your overall results. So as you're in here looking at the chart, I mean the colors up here are telling you what you're looking at. So during this time frame right here for these 2 months, again, there was a total of 353 leads at a cost of $1.87 per lead and 1.43% result rate. And what that is, the result rate is the number of impressions versus the number of leads. And so again, 1.43%. Now, what you can do is you can actually click on each of these different stats and the numbers change. And so here, when I'm on people reached, the blue is showing you how many people were reached, and the green down here is showing you the frequency, right? And it's a cumulative number, meaning it increases as time goes on. And so again, you can break this down and see, certain days that you were doing well, when you reached more. So there was a peak where we reached almost 1,000 people that day, and so on and so on. So same with amount spent. You can see that blue is your total cumulative amount, so obviously that's just going to keep increasing, whereas the green down here is a daily amount that was spent. So some cool stuff as far as what you're able to see. But if you're wanting to improve your cost per lead, what you really want to do is go into demographics and placement. So inside the demographics section, you're able to see how this performed in comparison with each of the different age groups, each of the different genders. So you'll notice as a total here, for the women's side, my cost per lead is $1.89. 38% of my leads, because the blue is leads, 38% of my leads came from women, and 41% of my reach was women. Whereas over here with men, 62% of my leads were men, and 58% of the reach was from men. So even if all I did was just look at that, I can notice that the number of male leads that I'm getting is greater than the number of women. Now, I've seen campaigns where the difference between the two this is a 60, basically a 60-40 split, so it's fairly even though it's a little heavier on the men's side. But um, you'll notice that with certain campaigns have different numbers. So there have been lead generation campaigns where we've done this for our clients, where the numbers are like 80% women and 20% men, and I've seen cases where it's even 90 and 10. And so in cases like that, you can actually optimize what you're doing by going in and adjusting the ad, that if most people responding are women, I can actually improve my results by running the ad only to women and cutting out the male segment. And you're going to say, well, Kevin, that's just going to, cut out people that could become business, or, that could be doing business with me. And I guess technically the answer is yes. However, if you know that most of your business is coming from a certain segment, then you can change your ad so that it's only targeting those people. And you can see from the statistics that I'm going to walk through and show you that your cost per lead will go down. Do you see how right now the cumulative total is showing me that my cost per lead is $1.89 for women, $1.84 for men, fairly basically identical, right? But you'll notice when I hover over each of these different segments that it changes. And so here in the 25 to 34 age bracket, I have 50 leads coming from women, 58 coming from men, and you can see the cost per lead with each of those different segments, right? If I come down here, cost per lead on the women's side is much more expensive for the 35 to 44, whereas men, it's $1.66. And then here, you can see how these cost per leads change, right? And so what you can end up doing is, if you see that there are certain areas where your cost per lead is much better, right, then you can actually just focus your ad on those areas. Right? So if I were purely chasing cost per lead, my cost per lead with men in this segment is one of the lowest that I've got amongst any of the segments. So I could really focus in on this group of people, and what would happen is my cost per lead would go down if I were going only to men at $1.66, right? And so what ends up happening is, in this particular campaign, there's not a huge clear-cut difference between one versus another. So let me show you a different campaign, and this is one that's been running this month. So let me show you this one. Even though this is one that we're doing just to drive traffic to a website, it's not necessarily about leads, but I want to show you a clear-cut difference. So you'll notice here that we've got 60% of our leads coming from women with this category, or 60% of our traffic coming from women, 40% coming from men. But our cost per lead, $1.90 versus $1.50. But again, what happens is, as you hover over some of these, you'll notice that the cost per click, or the traffic that we're sending to the website, is different. So even though here you can see, let me go back to link clicks. There we go. So 53% of the link clicks are women, 40% of the link clicks are coming from men. So again, almost a 50-50 split. But again, what we're looking at is this cost per result right here, and I'm looking at ways that I can lower that. So even though my cost per result is lower here, this isn't really the target audience. So I could cut out the 18 to 24-year-olds, and that would be better. So here's kind of a sweet spot right here. So I've got a cost per result of $1.19 with the 45 to 54 segment, $1.68 there. So again, I could focus on just these two groups of people, especially on the female side, and that would lower my cost per click. You'll notice that other than this group right here for the men, the 55 to 64, this is a really low cost per click of 79 cents. Whereas these other ones, they're $2 and above, most of them. So again, what you can do, and this is the whole point of this video training, is just coming in and taking a look at the analytics, right? If you can look at these charts and see what the results are, in most cases, you can find ways that you can just go in and optimize and change your ad. And so once you know what you want to change, then you can just simply go right here to the edit button. You're going to go to your ad set. And then while you're here, this is where you would basically do all of your targeting that you normally would do in the Facebook Ads Manager. And so in here, I can change any of the things any of the targeting that we're doing. So if I knew there was a certain segment or a certain gender or whatever, I could change that. One other thing I want to show you about the analytics is also the placement. Now, with this particular campaign, we're only running it on Facebook, but if you were running it on the Audience Network or Instagram or a Messenger campaign, you could also come in here to see which of those placements is performing the best. And then when you're coming in here and changing your ad, you could also change where the ad is showing in your placements to get a better result. So that's this particular video training on how to come in and edit or looking at your analytics. And in these analytics, you're going to be able to get some better ideas as to changes that you could be making to improve your ad results, lower that cost per click so that you're generating leads at a lower cost. So as always, thanks for being here. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe. We're putting out these videos every single week, just giving you more and more training on lead generation, certainly on Facebook and other sources as well. Also down in the description below, again, you'll find the information about our Facebook course. I'll give you also a link where you can go and download some of our top producing lead generation templates that you can download and use for free. And then also some other information about some of the courses and trainings that we offer. So again, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that little bell to get notified of other videos that we do in the future. Thanks, have a great week, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.